Are you dancing like heavy smoke? Have you fixed that treasured heart that's so broke? Here is a tape, follow me, give this a meaning. Do you wanna feel the rush when somebody is listening? Heaven is getting closer to the earth, and someday I'll set you free, I promise. There's no time to lose, the world is closing in, and we're still here. Do you wanna feel alive? We are allowed to walk on a rush, feeling like a dream. Who we've been crying for tonight? We lost but never found. Fear is not around. We can't turn this world around. This will be the end of treason as we know it. This will be the death of anger, 'cause we won't show it. Here isn't safe, follow me, give this a meaning. Do you wanna feel the rush when somebody's listening? Heaven is getting closer to the earth, and someday I'll set you free, I promise. There's no time to lose, the world is closing in, and we're still here. Do you wanna feel alive? We are allowed to watch the rush, feeling like a dream. Who we've been crying for tonight? We lost but never found. Fear is not around. We can't turn it.
Yes, guys, I don't know what happened there. Big up, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining me again this evening. Yeah, we're going to talk about, Liverpool, Arne Slot, players, fans, everyone going a bit over the top. Are they? Are fans correct? Is Slot the problem? Are the players the problem? The system? What is it? We're going to chat about it this evening. Big up, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share on the way in. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, quite a bit of talk about this evening. Big up Double A in the chat. Big up Helsinki. Big up Chills. Big up Gareth. Faceless Files in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Joe Ruiz in the chat as well. Big up Chills. Says Slot out after 2 losses. Reminds me of people out from City fans last season when they lost 12. They lost 12 minutes. Yeah, I mean, you're right, Chills, man. We'll go chat about all that. Be up Double A as well. Be up Jamie. Hope you're good, mate. Don't forget to smash the likes, guys. Yeah, smash the likes on the way in, peeps. Smash the likes on the way in. I'd appreciate it. Who else have we got in the chat? We've got James in the chat, Michael in the chat, Mickey M in the chat. Somebody LFC in the chat, Luke Cringe in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing good, man. I hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, as I said, we've got quite a bit to talk about. We got all the look, it's International Week. We've got 2 weeks now, till Liverpool obviously play again against Manchester United. So it's going to be a lot of talk and a lot of discussion, I expect, in the next couple of weeks about Liverpool Football Club. And, there's going to be some discussions where people might think someone's over the top or someone's talking sense or any of that kind of stuff. And we're going to try and break things down today and have a proper discussion about it. I want to talk real to you guys. No bullshitting, none of that crap. You know, we don't have to agree on anything, guys, in the comments. Just letting you know that right now. If you don't agree with anything I'm saying in the comments, let me know. It's, as I said, this isn't, you know, you can say whatever you like to me and give your discussions and bullet points as well, and I'll read them out. But what I'm trying to say is this is going to be a chat where I'm telling you my frustrations, my point of view about everything going forward, and you don't have to agree with me. Do you know, guys? No one has to agree with anyone. In the chat, you don't have to agree with each other. Just let's have a civil conversation, yeah? Let's just try and have a grown-up civil conversation about the football club, and we'll go from there. Big up Tony, big up Cringe as well in the chat, big up Double A as well, as I said, big up Gary. I think I saw Red in there as well. Big up Red in the chat as well. Yeah, so Liverpool have lost 3 games in a row. And, you know, we're all losing our heads a little bit. We're all losing our cool a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've lost my cool and rag over this. Been a bit pissed off. Been a bit upset. We're all allowed to be, you know. And I'm still pissed off and upset and miffed about why we lost 3 in a row. But we've been here before. You know, this is not the first time. First time under Arne Slot. But we've been here before under, you know, previous managers at our football club where we lost few games in a row before and bounced back and stuff like that. So it's not all doom and gloom right now. It feels like doom and gloom right now because we're not playing well. You know, we haven't played well all season. We didn't play well, you know, towards the end of last season either, and through pre-season now into this season. So it's kicked on a little bit. So, you know, some people will say about being reactionary and stuff like that. Again, I'm just going, if people think I'm a reactionary, that's absolutely your opinion, and I'm fine with that. I'm just letting you know how I feel about everything right now. And yeah, it's a crazy one out there, guys. It's a crazy one out there. Shield says, K-Mac thinks Slot's talking about tactics is how teams found us out. Put the opponent tactic data department. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I just think teams figure teams out by watching them and scouting them. As simple as that. I don't even think teams have figured us out like that. I actually think we're the downfall of our own mistakes. Apart from the Palace game, I don't think we've been outplayed this season. Apart from the Crystal Palace game. I actually think we're the downfall of our own mistakes. You know, that's either individually, collectively, the manager, the players, or whoever it is. I think we are our own issue at times. I think the issue stays with us, and, you know, we got to work that out. But I want to start with this, yeah? I want to start with the comments Virgil van Dijk made. And let me see if I can find any comments Virgil van Dijk made, because they were a couple of days ago, and I don't want to. But I think you guys know the ones I'm talking about. The comments that Virgil van Dijk made in the post-match press conference that caught a bit of light that I want to have a chat about, because let me see if I can find these comments that Virgil made. So basically, Virgil, I can't find them. Virgil van Dijk made comments. Yeah, Diet Coke, man. Yeah, just Diet Coke, man. So Virgil made comments pretty much about so he did an interview where he said he's told you. He basically said to the reporter, "I've told you before. Every time you ask me this question, that it was always going to be a very difficult season for us because all the players we brought in, and obviously, pretty much talking about the Jota situation, yeah, talking about the Diogo Jota situation, which." Yeah, look, that situation is going to sit with our football club now and forever. There's no doubt about that. But a lot of people have said this. We can't just, when we're winning games of football, we don't bring up the Jota situation. When we're losing games of football, we seem to bring up the Jota situation. And it's not me, like, I'm not saying anyone's doing that. But that's what it seems like to me. You know, like when we're winning, I don't see anyone bringing up that Jota situation in the chat or anything like that. But when we lose games, we bring up the Jota situation. I brought it up the other day on the Sam's channel, you know. I'm guilty of it. I don't think I brought it up while we were winning either. Now, I don't want it to be an excuse, by the way. You know, I don't want the Jota thing to be an excuse while we're losing games. I really don't. I don't want it to be an excuse while we're winning, when we're losing games, because we don't use it as an excuse when we're winning games. But I don't think we've been playing well since the end of last season. And obviously, Diogo Jota was very much alive, you know, last season and playing part of the team. So I don't want us to keep bashing out that excuse when we're not playing well or losing, because we don't use it like when we're winning. You know, when we're winning, we rarely talk about it. But when we lose, we do talk about it a lot. And there's no doubt Liverpool as a team, you know, feel the loss of Diogo Jota. There is absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. They feel the loss of Diogo Jota. But we can't keep talking about it all the time. It affects players differently. Some players will be affected more than others. Some players, I'm not saying won't be affected. Of course, they'll be affected, but, you know, they can manage to get on. So, yeah, I think some people were a bit miffed by that Virgil comment. As I said, he didn't mention any of that when we were winning games. So I don't think you can use the Jota situation as an excuse when you're losing, because the Jota situation didn't make our manager play our two best midfielders at right back and centre back. You know, that weren't the reason. So I just wanted to talk about that quickly and get out of the way, because I know some people spoke about that, and I'm not sitting here degrading Jota's legacy or anything like that. I love the guy, and he'll always be remembered at our football club. But me personally, I don't want to bring up Jota as an excuse if we keep losing games of football and stuff like that, because we can't do that. And that's not fair to Jota either and his family. Keep bringing him up because we lose games of football. That's not fair to anyone. So I don't want to use that anymore as an excuse personally. But that's just myself. Machine, big up. He says, missed your point of view. Welcome back, James. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate the love from you. Appreciate the love. Big up Burgers on X as well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. He says, I think Slot should start the team against Atletico Madrid against United after the internationals. It's a great shout as well. Big up, my man. Big up to everyone watching on Twitter as well. Hope you're all doing well. Oh, I'm not just on about Virgil. I'm on about myself as well, Cameron. I've used the excuse as well, and I don't want to use that as an excuse because, you know, I don't want to disrespect Jota and his family by using his name every time we lose, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I'm saying. I've used it. I've heard other people use it. I don't think we should, you know. Big up to Phoebe watching as well, my daughter. Hello, Phoebes. Yeah, and obviously people are going to be hurting. Players are going to be hurting. You know, of course they are. Big up Terrell Gunner in the house as well. You know, everyone's going to be hurting. But our respect of Diogo Jota and his family, I just don't think we should mention it if we lose games of football like now or like later in the season. I don't want to, me personally, I don't want to try. I'm going to try not to because it's so easy to do it. I don't want, like, if we go on a winning run from now till December, yeah, say we come back after international break and we just go on this winning run, we get our shit together, we're going on a winning run till December, and then like in January time we lose a couple in a row. I don't want to myself. I'm going to just concentrate on for myself only, not to bring up Jota if we lose games when we've been on a winning run and it's like 4 months time or something like that. I just don't want to do it. So, out of respect of the man himself. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, look. Oh, bless you, Phoebe. Love you, Phoebe. That's my daughter watching, by the way. My daughter's watching. Right. Let's talk about the actual what's going on at the football club right now. And, you know, a lot of grief has come down on the manager, Arne Slot. And no matter who you are at a football club, the manager always takes the brunt. He's always the one who's going to take all the pain when we lose, when we win, whatever. Because he's the face of the football club, yeah? It doesn't matter if players are not doing their job. You know, players can't pass to each other. Players can't, you know, keep in line on an offside. People can't, you know, players missing a one-on-one and not scoring. You can't, you know, the players don't really get blamed. The manager does. The manager always takes the brunt of it. And that's the life of being a football manager. So I don't feel for any football man. I'm not going to sit here feeling sorry for Arne Slot. You know, he's making great money that I would never see in my lifetime. So I'm sure he can take the criticism, yeah? But we've got to be honest to ourselves here. We've got to be honest to ourselves, guys. We had an amazing summer, yeah? We was all buzzing about our summer. How many videos did I do over the summer? How many videos and shows did all Liverpool content creators do over the summer? We've never been so busy in a summer window ever. I've never done so many transfer videos in one summer before because we just kept buying players. Buying and selling. We was wheeling and dealing. And it was exciting and we all loved it. And we're like, oh, we've got Isak, we've got Wirtz, we've got Kirkes, who's, I think we voted left wing, best left back in the league last season. We've gone and bought Frimpong in, you know, got Marmadashvili in as well. I would try to buy Gay, but it didn't quite work in the end. We've got Ekatike. You know, we're all buzzing. We're like, this is an amazing window. Absolutely amazing transfer window. And we're like, we call ourselves the Red Galacticos, you know, that's what Liverpool fans started to call ourselves. I'll do a Wednesday night show with James Redmond called the Red Galacticos. You know, we're all super excited. We're all like pumped to like go in back-to-back leagues. Maybe we'll go for a Champions League. Maybe we'll win a domestic cup. We're talking about all this before the season kicks off. And the season kicks off. We win. What is it, our first 5 games of the season? And then we lose 2 league games on the bounce. And even in them wins, yeah, we were winning games of football, but it weren't really convincing, was it? You know, I was buzzing at the time because we're winning games of football. As I told you guys, Bastard FC. That's what I wanted us to be this season. If we perform bad but win games and it pisses everyone off, so be it. You know what I mean? It's called living in the moment. You know, I live in the moment. I don't try and live in the past or the future too much. It's just living where we are, the present, yeah. And now you can see the system, like something's not right. The performances are not got improved. And now we're not scoring goals to win us games of football. Something has gone messed up. And we spent a lot of money. This is the first time I can remember in the FSG era that it's very difficult to go and blame the owners or anything like that, or the sporting director or anything like that, so far for what's happening this season. The most hate I've seen online or Liverpool content creators talking about it is the manager. The manager's the one coming under all the pressure right now because of the money we spent and the quality footballers we bought. We didn't buy bad footballers. I know some of the players like Kirkes and that and Frimpong have not hit their strides yet, but they are good players. I'm not going to sit here and pretend they're not good players. They're good players, man. They're good footballers. Big up Angie in the chat as well. Big up Dan Carr, is it? Big up Vic as well. Big up Paul in the chat as well. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for being here. Sorry, I got a bit of a dry throat there. So the manager's taken a lot of the brunt. For the first time I can remember in the FSG era, the manager's taken most of the brunt of what's going on right now because of the money we spent. Now, did I think it would all just click straight away? No, not 100%. I didn't think it'd click 100% straight away because there's a lot of new players coming to a system that they've got to learn quickly. We didn't have the longest of pre-season either. You know, our pre-season wasn't that long. You know, and players like Isak and all that came after pre-season, you know. So it's obviously going to take, big up promo, it's obviously going to take a lot of time for the players to get used to a new system, new manager, new city, new league, new culture, whatever it is. Take a little bit of time to bed into a system that players are already used to. So I understand that, yeah. So I didn't think it would miraculously click into gear like that, but I thought there would be a little bit more click right now. You know, we're in October. It's the 6th of October. We're in the October international break. And I expect just a little bit more click right now. And it's not from the new players that I expected clicking. It's the old players. The players that are already established in our team for the last year or so. For the last 3 years with a lot of them. Last 7 years with a lot of them. The last 12 to 14 months of Arne Slot and his coaching staff. I expected them to be clicking into gear and carrying the new players over the line while they're still bedding in a little bit. That's what I expected. And I think that's what we'd all expect. You know, we'd be like, yeah, this is fair enough. We're playing well. New players not quite clicking into gear yet, but we're playing well as a club. That's what we would all be happy with. And then when they click, bang, they go. But that's not quite working at the moment. For whatever reason it is, I don't even know. Like I'm talking to you now, honestly. I don't know what the issue is right now. Because the old players are not playing that way. You know, even Virgil's having some iffy games here and there. Kanate's completely lost his head. He's just all over the shop. You got Conor Bradley, who looked quite established when he first came in. Now he looks all over the shop like he's never kicked a ball before. You know, you got Alison Becker getting injured. Gravenberch and Szoboszlai have played really well. McAllister looks like he's a championship player at the moment. Because I don't know if injuries hurt, whatever it is, we don't know. You know, but he looks like a championship player at the moment. Mo Salah's just not the Mo Salah we remember in all the years he's been at Liverpool. Cody Gakpo has just turned into Cody Gakpo. You know, he's just, I don't know what he's doing. You know, so I'm looking at some of these other players, established players in our team, and like, yeah, the new players are going to take time. Isak didn't have a pre-season. He's barely played any football for 4 months, if you think about it. So I'm not going to really put any blame on Isak at the moment. Ekatike's looks all right, to be fair to him, since he came in. Frimpong's been in and out, can't establish a place. Kirkes has had some decent games, not great low, but again, I'm not worried about that too much. It's just a bit, and then you got Florian Wirtz. Before Isak, the big signing of the summer, the special player we bought this summer, the creativity in our team. Now, I don't think Wirtz has been as bad as a lot of people think he's been. I think Wirtz has actually created quite a lot of opportunities. The problem is, the players, the strikers or the forwards, whoever gets the ball off him, are not actually putting the ball in the back of the net. They're literally not putting the ball in the back of the net. I think I've seen 3 or 4 opportunities now where Wirtz has played a ball into someone basically on a one-on-one and they've not scored. I mean, Wirtz could easily be on 3 or 4 assists right now. It's not his fault that maybe he's not on 3 or 4 assists right now. I think he's like very high on, creative chances for Liverpool Football Club as well as a player. I don't think he's played as badly. It's just because he cost 100 million quid. This is the problem. People look at the figure, look at the price, look what everything's going on, and they're like, yeah, he should be like on 12 goals and 7 assists by now or something mad like that. In theory, I think we all can agree here. I don't know if you agree with me, guys, but Wirtz should be at least on 3 assists by now. There's been numerous chances that Salah's missed goals, Ekitike's missed chances, Isak's missed chances, whoever it is. They've not put the ball in the back of the net when Wirtz has done the hard work and made the pass. So I don't actually think Wirtz has been all that bad, for coming into a new country and playing in that 10 role. It's a bit more different to playing in a 10 in Germany. Hang on 1 second, guys. I've got to tell the kids off. Apologies, guys. I'm back. And Wirtz, I think Wirtz has played all right. But again, in Germany, it's a different league. Look how many times we've seen players come from Germany to England and struggle. And I'm not saying Wirtz is going to struggle. I don't think Wirtz has struggled at all. I don't think he struggled at all. I think he's actually played all right. I think the team is struggling around him more than him as an individual is struggling, if I'm completely honest. It's very easy to just go, because we do this now in football, yeah? What we do now is we look at GA. We look at GA, goals and assists all the time, right? But people like to talk about goals and assists, right? And tell you GA is not everything football's about. But when people don't get goals and assists, yeah, they start to look at that player and go, oh, what's that player all about if he's not getting GA? So we get told different things a lot. Salah's got this his whole Liverpool career. Us as Liverpool fans, we give big up Mo Salah because no one gets as much GA as he does as a right winger in world football for all the years he's played, right, for Liverpool Football Club. It's ridiculous. He's like, isn't he like, I don't know, 5th top goal scorer in the Premier League of all time and, 3rd in Liverpool of all time and stuff like that. But they will just say it's a stat padder. But then when someone's not getting GA, like Florian Wirtz is right now, they go, oh, Florian Wirtz is a bum. He's an absolute bum. He's not doing anything. And this is not rival fans. This is like the media. I heard Jamie Carragher talking about this. I'm like, you're just sipping up to rivals. Like, are you actually watching him play? Because if Carragher's actually watching Wirtz play instead of slagging him off, he would have gone, you know what? Florian Wirtz, in theory, should be on like 3 assists by now. But unfortunately for him, the people that he's passing to are not putting the ball in the back of the net. So it's making him look worse. So this GA thing is just total bullshit. Because it depends how people want to use it. For most salaries are fraud because it's just about GA. But when you haven't got GNA, you're apparently a fraud because you're not good enough. So yeah, it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me, and yeah, I just don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on in that situation, but I don't think Wirtz has been that bad. I think the team around him is just not helping him. That's the issue there for me. I think Ekitike has been fantastic, but Ekitike suits Arne Slot's system for me more than any other striker we could have probably gone for, because Arne Slot likes playing with a false 9. He always has done, always will do. Look at his days at Feyenoord, look at his days at Liverpool, look at his days at AZ Alkmaar. He prefers that striker that drops in deep. Always has, always will do. So we don't play up to an Isak. Isak plays too deep. There's situations at our club at the moment that don't make a lot of sense. And, I like Arne Slot more than some of the people maybe in the chat right now. And he does take blame for what's going on right now because he's the manager. You know, managers always take blame, rightly or wrongly, but rightly at the moment, he is taking blame for it because there's things I don't understand what he's doing. I can't quite get my head around what he's trying to think and what he's trying to do. Let's take the Konate situation, for instance. It's very, very obvious that Arne Slot wants a ball-playing centre-back. It's very obvious. That's why he tried to give Kwanzaa a chance. But Kwanzaa was too busy ringing 0800 phone numbers and talking to people that he shouldn't be talking to. And his form went out the window. Yeah? Simple as that. But Arne Slot tried with Kwanzaa first. And the reason he started with Kwanzaa, big up Minerals, been a while, man. The reason he wanted to start with Kwanzaa first is because Kwanzaa's a ball-playing centre-back. That's why he wanted to play with him. That's why he wanted to use him. You know, used him alongside Virgil. Virgil's Virgil. And he wanted a ball-playing centre-back alongside Virgil. And that's why he started with Kwanzaa originally. But it's not, you know, whatever it is, Kwanzaa's form was out the window. Konate's form was very good, so he kept with Konate. But you hear what he says when he went to bring Konate off the pitch. He said at first, I'll answer that in a minute, Total Eclipse, okay? I starred it. I'll answer it in a minute, man. Evening Bold Tactics, how you doing, man? When he took Konate off, he mentioned, you know, he was thinking about taking Konate off, you know, because he thought he might be injured. And then he says after that, but I was thinking of taking Konate off anyway because he's getting a lot of the ball and seeing a lot of the ball, but doing nothing with it. So I wanted to put someone there who could pass the ball. And he puts Ryan Gravenberch there. And at the end of the game, he mentions, as soon as I put Ryan Gravenberch at centre-back, we were passing into the midfield a lot better. He mentioned that. He is desperate for a ball-playing centre-back. That is why we went after Mark Gahey. That's why we went after Mark Gahey. That's why Mark Gahey would have played a lot, because he's a ball-playing centre-back. And that is what Slot wanted. He wants, you know, he wants his two centre-backs to be able to play. So Virgil can play. We know that. Virgil's not like a centre-back that can run into midfield and start pinging it about, but he can play from the back. He's comfortable on the ball. He can shift it left to right, and he's got them long diagonals. With his other centre-back, he wants them to maybe run into midfield, go into midfield, and start pinging passes into feet, in between the lines into midfield. That's what he wants as a centre-back. That's why sometimes you see Konate get the ball and run into midfield. But because Konate is not great on the ball, he has to stop and pass it sideways or goes backwards again, because it's not Konate's massive strength of his. You know, his massive strength is more his physical defending than it is being on the ball. So straight away you can tell what what Slot wants. He wants a ball-playing centre-back because he likes building up from the back. And to build up from the back, you need ball-playing centre-backs. If you look at Pep Guardiola at Man City in its time there, when Pep Guardiola first came to English football, he didn't have the full-backs and centre-backs he needed to play his brand of football. So what he did the next summer, what did he spend about 250 million on full-backs and centre-backs the following summer? Because it was important to him. He needed the right goalkeeper, the right defenders and fullbacks to play his brand of football. Because he likes to play out from the back. He likes to keep possession and get defenders that can play balls into midfield, you know, to keep the play going. And and that's what Slot wants to do. And that's why Liverpool went after Mark Gahey. I mean, it's extremely obvious, if you ask me, why we went for him now. But then I can hear people saying this right now in the chat. If that's the case, Jamie, why does he go for a left back and a right back that can't play that way? And I believe, honestly, that he wants attacking fullbacks to join with the midfield and leave the two centre-backs isolated, because he feels that's the best way he wants to play. You know, because he feels like if he's got a player in front of him, it's risky to play. Then I get it, man. I get it, and I think it will work out given time. I think it will. The players are too good for it not to work out. But will Arne Slot work out in time? That's the other issue a lot of people are talking about right now. I think a lot of people are happy. See, this is where I don't agree. This is where I don't agree at all. I actually think they're all Arne Slot signings. In fact, Arne Slot said he wanted all these players. Arne Slot wanted all these players. These are all Arne Slot players. All of them. He said it himself. I'm going to take the man for his word. You know, everyone. He's come out and said, these are my players. This is his football team now. Werner on the American Overlap, when he's doing that podcast, he basically said, yeah, Arne Slot was involved heavily in the transfers with Richard Hughes. So this is what I'm saying. It's nothing to do with FSG. This is, you know, this is all on. This is, you know, yeah, of course he had influence. Of course he did. You don't think any manager in the world would want Wirtz and Isak? Really? You know, you don't think any manager in the world would want players like Wirtz and Isak and Ekatike? Of course they would. Well, that's not where you're right, because Arne Slot, if you remember Frimpong's interview, he said on there that the manager was ringing him all last season to try and get him to the football club. Arne Slot and Frimpong were talking all last season. Frimpong said it himself. The manager is trying to get Frimpong at the football club from last season. This is what I'm saying. These are Slot players, man. We got to get out the fact that I know people like to blame the owners for everything, but these are like what I don't know a manager who wouldn't want Florian Wirtz, who wouldn't want an Alexander Isak, an Ekatike, these kind of players. If they're available and you buy them, you bloody take them, don't you? And then you believe in your ability as a coach to get the best out of these players. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Guys, in the chat, do you believe Slot didn't want these players? Does anyone believe that Slot didn't want these players? Come on. Of course these are Slot players, man. Richard Hughes is not going to just buy players that, you know, he doesn't think Slot can play with or use. Slot also praised Isak, exactly. Our fullbacks need a destroyer type DM. Not really. You just need to use the ball better. Who's a destroyer at PSG? PSG haven't got a destroyer. They just use the ball properly. Yeah. What ones do you not think who are his signings, Tony? I'll be interested. If we want to go on one player that might not have been an Arne Slot signing, I would say Kirkes. That would be the only one. The only one I believe that Arne Slot maybe not wanted was Kirkes. All the other, I believe he wanted. Ekatike, Isak, Wirtz, Frimpong, we know because they've been talking on the phone quite a lot. I believe he wanted all of them. I think the only one, maybe if you're looking on it deep down, might be Kirkes. But then if he weren't Kirkes, weren't he signing? Saying that, if Kirkes weren't he signing, he plays him every fucking week. This is the thing. The players he bought are all playing every single week. They're all playing. They all start. I don't think if he wanted these players or wanted to make sure I need to take a little bit of time with these players, I don't think they'd be starting all the time. I really don't. I don't think they'd be starting all the time at all. Jamie, did we overhype this window? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So maybe they're always players. This is it. They're probably always players. Yeah, Chiesa. Yeah, Chiesa's the one. I forgot about Chiesa. Yeah, Chiesa's definitely the one he didn't want. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that one. Yeah, yeah. That was the summer before, though, weren't it? Like this summer just gone. Last summer, yeah, he definitely wanted what he's got now. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. I don't think we overhyped this window. The problem is, yeah, David Lynch today admitted there seemed to be beef between Slot and Chiesa. He just wouldn't say what the beef was. So what David Lynch has done there, Kathy, is basically threw out some crumbs there for everyone to bite on without giving us any context. Is that what David Lynch has done? So David Lynch today said there seemed to be beef between Slot and Chiesa, but just wouldn't say what the beef was. So why would he say that if he didn't know what it was? That's just, I could say that, right? I could go on Anfield Index tomorrow and go, yeah, I've heard rumours that Chiesa and Slot don't like each other, but I can't tell you live right now what them reasons are. Do you know what I mean? I could do that as well. I think it's obvious, though, that Slot and Chiesa, this ain't not quite right. But yeah, David Lynch can't be doing that. He has to tell you the whole thing. Can't just leave it at that. But yeah, I believe all the players there is, man. I do think it's a good summer window because we got to look at windows as the contracts they've got. Like Wirtz has got a 6-year deal. Isak's got a 6-year deal. Do we all think Wirtz and Isak are going to be bums for 6 years? They're going to be great players. Guys, these players will outlast managers. Isak and Wirtz and stuff like that will outlast Arne Slot if we keep playing like this. There's no doubt about it because FSG will look at it and go, look, no, spent a lot of money, man. Spent a little money. You know, these performances can't carry on, Arne. You know what I'm saying? So these players will outstay managers. There's no doubt about it. I think the window was a good window. I think it was an 8 out of 10 window, like I keep saying. I just don't think the managers got it right at this moment in time. And that's the main issue. You know, when you've got a Wirtz in your team, you've got an Isak, you've got an Ekatike, you've got your Gravenberch, McAllisters, Sabozalais, you've got your Allisons, your Marmadashvilis, your Virgils, your Canates. You should be winning games of football, sometimes comfortably. Now, I was watching the Sunday supplement yesterday on Sky News, Sky Sports News. I don't know if you guys watched this, but they basically come out and said Liverpool are in transition. And that's the reason things are going the way they are right now. Now, transition's a weird one because you'd have thought Liverpool went through transition last season because Jurgen Klopp left and a new manager came in, but he went and won the league quite quickly and quite easily. Now, I do believe, Jay, have you seen La Liga CRA news? Football is done. No, and I ain't seen nothing, man. Let me DM me, man. DM me. I'll have a look. And they were saying about transition. I can understand the transitional part because you bought so many new players. And I know people keep looking at Arsenal, and rightly so, because Arsenal are a fantastic side. What I think we've got to remember about Arsenal, yeah, is that Arteta's had 7 years to build his team. This is now the ultimate Arteta team in his 7th year. So he's gone through a lot of money, a lot of time, been allowed to take his time to get to where he is now in his 7th year. And now he's got his ultimate squad in his 7th year, playing to the style he wants to play in. Slot came in last year, took over a Jurgen Klopp team. That was a good team. That was on the verge of winning the Premier League the year before if it weren't for injuries. Then went and won the league after Klopp left and Liverpool won the league, yeah? No, we did barely breathe. We barely took breath. We barely took breath, and we won games. We won games of football, and we won the Premier League. So looking at it that way, you could argue, yeah, we are in a bit of transitional this year. You can argue that. You can argue that. Yeah, I hear that as well. Although I don't think that Arsenal team was as bad as people said it was. I mean, they had two quality strikers, you know, and stuff like that. I don't think our Arsenal team was as bad as people made it out to be. They finished 8th and 8th, to be absolutely fair. I think that was still a top 4 Arsenal team. Couldn't finish there. But again, people take time, man. You know, take time. And remember, Arteta's tactics and that changed year in, year out. You know, he's in his 7th year. You know, something big up Simon in chat. You know, sometimes teams need to take their time. Managers need to take their time to get what they want done. Before I carry on, I think Trudon and breaking UEFA approved Villarreal versus Barca League game and Inter versus Como to be played in Miami. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, football's dying, guys. Yeah, football's dying, unfortunately, man. Football is dying. Big up Liverpool 67, regular Scouts kid. Iber in the chat as well, my man, and LFCJ as well. I think I saw Shannon in the chat as well, Trudon as well. Big up, guys. Hope you're doing well. So I'm looking for positives, man. I am looking for positives right now. Joey, can you answer me this? Why has he changed Grav's role and allowed him to have a free role? I have no idea. He should be stuck like glue to the base in the 6 and Spozline next to him in the pivot, protect the defence. I have no idea. I ain't gonna lie. I have no idea why he's changed the role of Gravenberch. So last season, and we gave Slot a lot of praise for this last season, yeah? I think we all agree we gave Slot a lot of praise for this last season when he basically got the best out of Ryan Gravenberch, playing him a little bit deeper in the 6 role. And we all sat there and gave Slot the praise he deserved for it, yeah? And then this season, he's decided to give him more of a free role and allow him to get involved in attacking phases of play. I don't get it. I don't get that. I really don't. And we'll talk more about that in a minute as well. Big up Morsheen with the super. He says, I don't think Slot rates Canate. Big up Jamie. I don't think he does either, to be perfectly honest. I don't think he does either. I think I see, is it Promo in the chat? Asked me a question. Someone just asked me a question. Was it Promo? Someone in the chat asked. No, it's Tony. Big up, Tony. So, Jamie, question to you. Since Slot came to the club, do you enjoy his style of football? I enjoyed the first half of the season last year, yes. Yeah. From the beginning of the season to about February, I actually enjoyed what we were doing and how we were playing. And then it all changed, and I don't know why. But I enjoyed it, yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought we was relentless. I thought we played relentless football at times. Sometimes we was a bit boring, but I don't mind that, guys. I really don't mind being a bit boring sometimes. Now, I'm sure Man City fans don't mind being a bit boring sometimes when they're winning games of football and winning league titles. I don't mind it. I don't mind keeping possession for the sake of keeping possession when we're 2-0 up. Do we need to go and score a third and a fourth all the time? No. Just sit back, retain possession, control the game. That's what we did from August till February last year. And then as soon as February came around, we just couldn't control games of football no more. And we just sort of and that's gone from then to where we are today. You could argue from February, March, April, May to where we are today. I think we are playing the worst football, and I don't get it, because I've seen Slot himself be able to set up against teams individually. Like, he'll play at Man City one week and then Brentford the next week, and he'll set up individually against them teams, and he'll play differently. And we enjoyed it. I don't know if you guys enjoyed it, but I think between last August to last February, we played good football. You know, and I think, like Trudon says, the first 6 months was fine. And then after February, it just went a bit crazy, didn't it? I think injuries started to pick up, tiredness started to pick up, and you could see it in the players, and they run out of steam, and we got over the line. And we got over the line. But I've seen it for myself, and this is why I'm not giving up on Arne Slot, guys. When people ask, I think people have been asking in the chat, Jamie, have you given up on Arne Slot? I've not given up on him at all, because I've seen in that first 6 months how good of a coach he actually can be. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. We all praised, like I praised him. I see a lot of people praise Slot in his first 6 months, in the way we play, the way we picked up, the way we managed games and stuff like that. It was great. And then, so I know he can do it. I just don't understand why at this moment in time there's been a change in philosophy and a change of doing things different. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's gone a bit. Yeah, it could be missing Heitinger. I mean, I don't know. I think the formation we're playing at the moment is not getting the best out of the players we got now at the football club. That's my issue with it now. The thing, I know everyone's saying the flash in the pan manager and stuff like that, but were we all saying this last year when we won the league? I mean, were we? I don't think we were. Well, I weren't anyway. What if Slot turns it around, guys, and we win the league? And we all go apologise. And this is just a hypothetical. Yeah, it's like a hypothetical, like everyone telling me that we're shit and we're done and we're never going to do anything under Arne Slot. So I'll give you a hypothetical back. What if Slot gets it together, we start playing well again, start winning games and actually win the league? Then we'll owe him an apology, don't we? Because he would have won 2 leagues on the bounce, which is something you could argue Jurgen never did. So... right place, right time. Got lucky with City and Arsenal being hopeless. So why weren't Pep Guardiola sacked? Why wasn't Pep Guardiola sacked? He only lost. So Man City losing 1 DM and spending all that money in the January, still not to win the Premier League. Why didn't Pep Guardiola get sacked? So Man City lost 9 games last year. 9 Premier League games with all that money spent and only losing Rodri. Should have Pep Guardiola got sacked? Because I think you guys in the chat, even if Slot won 3 Premier Leagues in a row, if Slot finished 3rd, 12 or 14 points behind the champions, losing 9 to 10 Premier League games, I think you'd probably all want Slot sacked, wouldn't you? You know, This is why I say football world is a fickle world, yeah. The football world is a fickle world. That's why I just said the thing about Gang Deep. That's why I just said, what if Slot won 3 in a row, but then lost the 4th year by 12 to 14 points and lost 9 to 10 games? Should the manager be sacked? I think we forget how much Man City have spent in the last 12 months as well. I think we forget how much Pep Guardiola. So if Pep Guardiola don't win the league again this year, should he be sacked? 2 years without a title. Say Pep doesn't win any trophy this year, 2 years no trophy. Should he get sacked? Or are some managers just thinking like? Well, I mean, this is all hypotheticals. Everything's hypothetical because nothing's happened yet. It's what I'm trying to say, guys, to you in the chat. At this moment in time, what everyone's saying, what I'm saying verbally, what you guys are writing down in the chat, everything is hypothetical because nothing's happened yet. The season hasn't finished. It's only 7 weeks old. You know, me saying about Pep being sacked and all that, it's all hypotheticals because nothing's actually happened. We could turn this around. Again, another hypothetical. We don't know this for a fact. No one does. But we could turn this around and go on a winning streak and win the league again. And that'd be 2 leagues in a row. Again, it's all... that's bullshit. No player plays to their contract. If they want to leave, they go leave. So, no, I don't believe any of that, unfortunately. I love K-Mac to death, but no player, if a player wants to leave, they go to leave at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So, Salah has only played well for 6 years because of money. Is that what you're saying? Because this is, at the moment, the worst Salah's played at the beginning of a season ever. So what everyone is saying, that Salah's only played well for 6 years because of money. That's why I don't. I'm sorry. I love K-Mac to death, but I call bullshit on that. So Virgil van Dijk's only played well for 6 years because of money. Yeah, I just don't care. The football is boring. How would you rate Arsenal's football, Roach? Let me know. Under Arteta. How would you rate Arsenal's football under Arteta? Do you know what else annoys me? What else annoys me is when people keep saying that Slot played like this at Feyenoord, or he played like this wherever, and this is how he plays. He's playing exactly the same as he played in Feyenoord. There's no difference. But Feyenoord is in the Dutch league, which is absolutely pony. Yeah, easier to win stuff in the Dutch league. No competition really. You know, you put some good wins together. You win and you probably win the league. So you believe in the last 3 years under Arteta, they play 8 out of 10 football. Yeah. Okay. See, Arsenal put me to sleep when I watch them because I find them extremely boring to watch. So that's fine. So this is what I'm saying. Football is about opinions and what style of football you like, yeah? I find us more exciting to watch than Arsenal. I think we're more risk-averse than Arsenal. I think we're more a more exciting style of play than Arsenal. Arsenal so far this season, in the last 3 years, they put me to sleep. I can't stand watching them. They're boring to watch. Boring to watch, man. And this is what I'm saying. Everyone will enjoy something. There's some people out there that loved Pep Guardiola's style of football at Manchester City. and they watched it on like this and absolutely loved it. Yeah, I found it boring as shit. Man City games used to put me to sleep. They used to put me to sleep. But guess what? They won everything. They won everything. Playing boring tiki-taka football, keep the ball and pass the ball between yourselves 27 times without moving for about 7 minutes. You know, it used to put me to sleep. Used to put me to sleep. Football, but then I know a lot of people, some people that do content that I know as well, that really enjoyed watching Pep Guardiola football. And it's like, yeah, this is exciting football. This is how football should be. And I'm like, that's cool. And what that tells me is that, and what tells me about the guys in the chat today as well, is that we all like a different brand of football. We all like watching football differently, yeah? We all like watching, you know, football differently. I don't mind our football. I like our football under slot. A lot of you guys don't. That's fine with me. It's fine with me. Some people like Mourinho football. You know, some people like Jurgen Klopp football. Some people like Alex Ferguson football. Some people like Pep Guardiola football. Some people like Arsene Wenger football. Some people like, you know, who else can I think of? Nuno football. You know, Graham Potter football. Iriola football. You know, everyone's got different ways of watching and absorbing the game. And, you know, I'm never bored watching Liverpool. I'm never bored watching football, Liverpool football. What I'm annoyed at is I'm more annoyed at Liverpool football because how shit we are. You know, how bad we are at the moment. But at the end of the day, I like winning football. And if we're winning, I don't care. I really don't care. And that was the problem with Anfield last summer, yeah? Last season. I remember last season we always had discussions. Why is Anfield always so quiet? Why is Anfield always so quiet? And the reason Anfield was so quiet is because they didn't enjoy Arne Slot football. They wanted. Did you notice that Anfield only ever came alive when we started playing Jurgen Klopp style football? When it went up and down, basketball game, up and down, up and down, up and down. Right. That's when it came alive, and that's when we were conceding goals. But when we went back to playing Arne Slot football, we didn't concede goals. Simple as that. Simple as that. Winning football is the only football that matters in life. Tottenham Hotspur used to be a really good team to watch play football, but they won fuck all. Winning football is the only football that matters. Everyone praises Brighton on their football. Everyone. For the last 2 or 3 years, everyone praises Brighton. Brighton play the nicest football in the Premier League. Brighton are the best watch in the Premier League. They play the nicest stuff. Win fuck all. In fact, sometimes they don't finish above teams that they should have finished above because they play this nice brand of football. And teams that are a bit more defensive-minded to them, like a Nottingham Forest and stuff like that, finish above them in the Premier League when they shouldn't be. So it's all about winning football. If we like it or not, it's about winning. So what would you guys take in the chat? Let me ask you guys in the chat. If we won 3 Premier Leagues in a row, right? Again, hypothetical, because everything we've been talking today is a hypothetical because it's not happened yet. If we won 3 Premier Leagues in a row, but our football was boring, would you care? Would you care? If we won 3 Premier Leagues in a row and our football was boring, would you care? Quick answer, yes or no? No. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Substance over style, big up. I'm just asking a question here. This is on style. Scraps, it's an easy question, my friend. Come on, answer it. If we played 3 years of boring football but won the title 3 years in a row, would you care about it, Scraps? That's all I'm asking, my friend. Yes or no, Scraps? Even Roach's no. Dustin's yes. So Dustin does care about the style of play over winning. Fairs. We were boring last year and won the Premier League, Roach, and we're only 7 games in so far. Let's see what happens, my friend. Let's see what happens. So we haven't retained anything since the 80s, which is correct, yeah? Would you say, again, this is all, I'm just speaking out loud here. Did any of you get a bit pissed off in the Jurgen Klopp years when we could have easily won a game 2-0, but he kept attacking and we ended up drawing that game 2-2, and because of that, we didn't win the league title because we dropped too many odd points here and there with draws where we was already winning, but we kept attacking because of the Jurgen Klopp style of football? Or would you have rather gone, Jurgen, take the 2-0 and just sit on it? Just sit on it. Be boring for half an hour now. I don't care about excitement. Just be boring and we're going to win this game. Or would you take the exciting football? This is what I'm trying to say, guys. Style of play is important. I get it, yeah? But style of play can be different for everybody. I've seen very good teams in my life. We have seen exceptional teams in my life, yeah? The best team I've ever seen play exciting football is the Brazil international side, yeah? They play exciting football and win, yeah? Some of the football I've seen from them, especially the 2002 World Cup, some of the best football I've ever seen winning the World Cup. It's very rare. It's extremely rare that you can win trophies all the time by playing this risk-averse, exciting, front-footed football. Even the great Barcelona side under Pep Guardiola, even the great Pep Guardiola's Barcelona side, I used to watch that. It's a winning football, beautifully winning football, but sometimes it bored me. You know, sometimes it bored me. And you go, Promo says it, yeah. Big up Promo. I actually admire the Arteta style to play, but I'd prefer Arteta. There you go. You'd like to see Arteta style of play because, you know, it looks like Arsenal could go on to win stuff this season playing that way. I just like winning football, man. What I want from my manager, Luis Enrique, to his fairness, I did forget him, played an exciting brand of football and won playing that exciting brand of football. Let's see if he carries it on. Barcelona. Here's the big one. Should Hansi Flick be sacked, guys? In the chat, should Hansi Flick be sacked? Should Hansi Flick at Barcelona be sacked? Quick question. Should Hansi Flick at Barcelona be sacked? Should Hansi Flick be sacked from Barcelona? And the reason I say that is Barcelona's just lost 2 in a bounce. 2 in a row. Got beaten by PSG comfortably. And they got absolutely destroyed by Seville. Got absolutely destroyed by Seville. Can you imagine if we got destroyed 4-1 by a team like Seville? With the players that Barcelona have got, by the way. Because the players Barcelona have got. And they got destroyed by Seville 4-1. You could argue Barcelona got a better team than us. You could argue that Barcelona got a better team than us, yeah? They got the best player in the world. You know, they've got an awesome side. They've got the best midfielder in the world, Pedri. You could argue right now, player for player, Barcelona have a better 11 than Liverpool, yeah? They lost 4-1 to Seville. They lost to PSG playing this high line because they want to play this high Gegen-pressing high line that Jurgen Klopp liked to play as well. And he's getting beaten by teams he probably shouldn't be beating. And what did Barcelona win last year? I can't even remember what Barcelona won last year. What did Barcelona win last year? Barcelona won the league last year, didn't they? Barcelona have a good goalkeeper as well. And this is what I'm talking about, Mac. That's what I'm talking about. It's all hypotheticals. It's always hypotheticals. Hypotheticals is what I'm trying to say, guys. He won a domestic treble, yeah? Okay. Is La Liga better than the Premier League? What's easier to play in? What's easier to play in, the Premier League or La Liga? I'm just asking a question now. Again, this is all hypotheticals, man. What's easier to play in, La Liga or the Premier League? What's easier to play in, La Liga or the Premier League? Because, you know, just need to know. What's easier to play in? Again, this is all hypotheticals. I'm not saying I'm right or you're right or I'm wrong, you're wrong. It's all hypotheticals, guys. This is the game we're playing. I haven't finished yet, Total Eclipse. Don't worry about it. I'm getting to my point in a minute. Don't worry about it. I'll get there. Don't worry. I'm just asking what's it easier to play in. Is La Liga easier to play in, yeah? Right. La Liga's easier to play in. Okay. So with the team that he's got at Barcelona, some people call it a Farmers League in La Liga. So he should be winning the treble with the team he's got, yeah? Okay, I agree. I agree, by the way. Hansi Flick should be winning the treble most years if it ain't for Real Madrid at Barcelona with the team he's got. All right? I agree with that. What was the score in the Champions League semi-final against Inter Milan? Inter Milan, by the way, who don't score goals. Inter Milan, the same Inter Milan last season that struggled scoring goals. Yeah, they were well tired by the end of last season. They were shattered. They were on their backsides. And I know this because I do Italian watch-alongs every week. So it should have been a Barcelona PSG final, yeah? In the end of the day, Barcelona and Hansi Flick, did they coach that game properly against Inter Milan in the semi-final? Was that game well coached? Was that game well coached? Was that game well coached? No, it weren't. Got absolutely smashed by Inter Milan, and then Inter Milan got smashed by PSG. And what I'm trying to get here is, guys, and what I'm trying to get to this, right? This is where I'm going with it, yeah? I'm hoping this is only just a bad spell for Liverpool, and eventually Liverpool will click into gear. Because what I'm trying to say is, yeah, but Barcelona's still got a good squad promo. You just told me it's a really easy league to win in with the team they got. I've seen Real Madrid managers get sacked for winning leagues. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter. What I'm trying to basically say is the best players in the world, with the best teams in the world, with the best managers in the world, sometimes fuck up. Yeah? Sometimes fuck up. Sometimes fuck up. They just do. They just fuck up, man. Time and time again, they will fuck up. No matter if they got the best players in the world or the best manager in the world, they will just fuck up. Barcelona fucked up. Barcelona in their last 2 games with the best team in the world that everyone keeps telling me about got smashed by Seville 4-1 and beaten comfortably by PSG. 2 games in a row by, I would say, being out-coached. Hansi Flick got out-coached for 2 games in a row. He got out-coached in the Champions League semi-final. It happens. It happens to everyone. No, Joe, I said the Prem is easier. The Prem is easier. Who did Man United beat in the semi-final of the Europa League? Who did Man United beat in the semi-final of the Europa League? Who did they beat again? When it was a La Liga team, wasn't it? Terrible Man United last season. Completely and utterly dominated a La Liga side. Am I correct there? Just asking. Just asking. Flick's resume is better than Slot's. So if Slot had Flick's resume, none of you would want Arne Slot out. Is that correct? This is where I'm getting to. This is where I'm getting to, man. If Arne Slot had Hansi Flick's resume right now, would anyone want Arne Slot sacked? This is what I'm getting to. Yeah, he lost 7-1 on aggregate to Bilbao. This Man United team went and beat Fleck Club Bilbao, I believe, 7-1 on aggregate. 7-1 on aggregate. Yeah, we lost to Atalanta with Jurgen Klopp, everyone's favourite. The man that said you can't do no wrong. The man that was unsackable, remember. The man that made us finish 5th one year in the Premier League. Yeah? That guy. Yeah, the man who can't do no wrong. No one wanted him sacked. Because of his resume. Big up Highbury. Because of his resume. Zinedine Zidane will probably get a job anywhere in the world because of his resume. I don't even know how good of a manager Zinedine Zidane is. Does anyone know how good of a manager Zidane is? Because I don't. But his resume tells me he's one of the greatest of all time. He won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, and no manager ever has done that. But I still don't know how good of a manager he is. But he can get any job on the planet if he goes for it because of his resume. So if Arne Slot had his resume, would we all be? If Arne Slot had that kind of resume, would we be arguing this right now? And again, I'm knowing sometimes it's just said it for me. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes you lose, and sometimes that's what's happening with Liverpool right now. Sometimes we lose. Sometimes you lose. And that's the results part of it, yeah? Football's a results game. This is where I'm coming from, guys. Football is a results game, yeah? Is it a performance game? Is it how good and sexy you are playing football? Some teams it might be. Look at West Ham right now. West Ham sacked their best ever manager, in my opinion, in the Premier League era, in David Moyes, yeah? He won them a European trophy. West Ham won a European trophy, right? Under David Moyes, the best manager West Ham have had in the Premier League era, apart probably from Harry Redknapp. But guess what? West Ham fans want him gone because apparently he plays boring football. His football is boring. It's not entertaining. So they wanted him gone to get a manager in that plays the West Ham way. The West Ham way. What is the West Ham way? Does anyone know? What is the West Ham way? But David Moyes won them a European trophy. Won them a European trophy. Now, I hear people say David Moyes should never have left West Ham. They should get David Moyes back, all this stuff. Now they got Nuno, who's very much like David Moyes, and I think West Ham will be fine now this season. It's a results business at the end of the day. It's a results business. Yeah, the West Ham way is losing. Big good spot on. You know what I mean? I was asking for better than shit and boring, Jamie. I'm all right with shit and boring as long as it wins scraps, and this is where I'm at. This is where I'm agreeing with everyone right now. Yeah, this is where I'm getting to. I'm all right with shit and boring as long as we're winning games of football. If we're not winning games of football, it becomes a massive issue because you've got to try and then find not what you got to try then is find results and performance. Yeah, you got to find two things. If you're winning every week, but the performances are shit, you've only got to. Oh, sorry, I'm not swearing at you guys. Sorry, you've got to find. If you're playing shit and you're losing, you got to find two things to sort it out. You got to find winning and performance again. If you're winning every week, but the performances ain't great, you can live on the winning because you've only got to find the performances. But when you get to this position and you're down on 2, we're not winning and our performances are shit, you got a major issue. You got a major issue, man. You got a major issue, and at Liverpool right now, we've got a major issue because we're not winning games of football and our performances stink. Now, again, if we're winning games and we went into the international break, top of the Premier League by a few points, are we really having this discussion? Are we having this discussion? If say we beat Crystal Palace and we drew to Chelsea, yeah? Say we beat Crystal Palace and we drew to Chelsea. We are not having this discussion right now. We're not having this chat. We're not talking about any of this because we'd be top of the Premier League by a few points and going into the international break, second international break of the season, top of the league, yeah? Because winning is all that matters as long as you're winning. As soon as you're not winning, shit hits the fan and people start to question everything. We all do it. I'm doing it now. We all question everything. And I'm questioning right now what Slot is doing. I've already said in my previous video. In my previous video, I've been asking constantly, why is Slot doing what he's doing right now? Because it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Why are we not playing a right back? Why are we not playing a right back? Why are we not playing a centre back at centre back? Why are we taking our two best midfielders we got this season out of the midfield and putting them in defensive situations and weakening our midfield? I don't get that, and this is where I get to. When we're winning, I'm all right with it. When we're winning and getting away with it, I'm actually all right with it because at the end of the day, points on the board is the only thing that matters. And the crazy thing is, I believe we're only 2 points off what we were last year. I think from after 7 games, I believe we're only 2 points off of what we were last year. And if you can argue everyone's better this year, you know. Arsenal and everyone's better this year than they were last year, and we're only 2 points better, 2 points off, I think, what we are last season. So points on the board don't really matter. Getting them points on the board, winning while you're playing ugly is extremely important because you're getting them points on the board. Then and if you keep winning, you can find them performances. You know them performances will come eventually because you are winning games of football. You know, you can't win games of football by just luck. You know, there is performances there, maybe for not 90 minutes, but there's enough there to win you games of football. But now Liverpool got to find two things. Liverpool got to find three things, in fact. Three things. Performances have got to pick up. Confidence has got to pick up. And we've got to start winning again. So from 2 weeks ago, when all we had to do was find performances, our confidence was up, we were winning games, and we only had to find our performances. Now, after 3 losses in a row, international break, we've got to find our confidence, we've got to find our performance, and we've got to find our winning again. 3 different things. And Liverpool have to find that and find it quick. And find it quick. No messing around. Find it quickly, man. Find it quickly. I'm going to sit here right now and tell you, I'm not sure what the tactics are right now. I'm not sure at all. And that's why I bring up people like Hansi Flick at Barcelona recently and stuff like that, because when I watch them, I'm not sure what the tactics are either in their last 2 or 3 games. It's like the individual performances, a bit like Liverpool. I don't know what the tactics are there either. In being truthful here. You know, you can't lose 4-1 to Seville and go, I know what the tactics were. There weren't any. You lost 4-1. That's why I bring all these great teams up, because great teams lose games. I look at Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid. A lot of people were saying that, Xabi Alonso didn't start the greatest at Real Madrid. But guess what? Who keeps getting Xabi Alonso out of trouble? People like Kylian Mbappe, world-class footballers, keep getting Xabi Alonso out of trouble. Because people keep questioning what is the tactics at Real Madrid, what's going on there right now. People are questioning at Liverpool, but guess what? Liverpool had individual performances where they were getting them out of trouble. So I'm looking at a lot of clubs around Europe at the moment and seeing quite a lot of the same things from time to time. Not all the time, but there is teams out there where I struggle to see what is their tactics? What is Alonso actually doing at Real Madrid? Now, what is his tactic at Real Madrid right now? Because when I watch Real Madrid, this is like Mbappe gets him out of shit. When I watch Barcelona, I feel like, Lamine Yamal and, Lewandowski and, all that just get him out of trouble a lot, I don't think there's clear and utter tactics of a lot of big teams, because a lot of big teams have quality individuals. So then quality individuals hide sometimes what a team is trying to do, especially when they're performing bad. But what Liverpool have got to do, and this is where I'm irritated by Liverpool, right? This is where I'm irritated by Liverpool right now. Slot doesn't seem to know his best 11. And that's an issue. You can't continue going through the season not knowing your best 11. He's going to have to eventually, like it or not, find an 11 and keep to it. Just bite the bullet. Bite the bullet, man. Bite the bullet. If you want to play Conor Bradley at right back, if I like it, if you guys in the chat like it, if people watching it don't like it, but he feels like that's his guy at right back, then he's just got to play him all the time. He's got to play him all the time, constantly. Just play him all the time, even if we don't like it. But if that's who Arne Slot wants to be at right back at Liverpool, he's just got to bite his tongue and go, fuck it. Yeah, I've got Frimpong and Szoboszlai and all that. I'm going to play Conor Bradley at right back. I'm just going to play him every week to get him some confidence and to get him going. Because at the moment, one right back plays 1 week, the other right back plays the other week, and then the third week, a midfielder plays right back. So we've got no consistency in our defence whatsoever. Literally no consistency. Kirkes plays, Robbo plays. There's no consistency in that back line whatsoever at the moment. He has got to pick players and just stick with it after the international break. We can sit there and bitch and moan about it and go, why the fuck is he playing Conor Bradley? It should be Frimpong playing. But if he's the one he wants to play, bite the bullet and just play him constantly, because playing Conor Bradley 1 week, dropping him, then playing Frimpong, dropping him, and then playing Szoboszlai, how is any of the players going to get any confidence? How you going to get any confidence out of it whatsoever if you're not being played every week and you get dropped week in, week out when you've literally done nothing wrong? How are Conor Bradley and Frimpong at this moment in time meant to get any confidence going whatsoever when they see a midfielder is playing right back? They've been bought. Frimpong's been bought to play right back. Conor Bradley was number 2 to Trent Alexander-Arnold last season. Probably thought it was his time. And they're watching Dominic Szoboszlai play right back, who's a midfielder. How are they getting any confidence? How are they getting any confidence? They're not. And this is the thing that's bugging me the most right now. Out of everything we're doing this season, this is the stuff that's bugging me. Ryan Gravenberch shouldn't be a centre-back at any time playing for Liverpool this season. Unless it's an absolute emergency, then Ryan Gravenberch plays centre-back. Apart from that, he should never be playing there. Emergencies only is when he should be playing centre-back. Leave him in midfield. He's our best midfielder. He's the best midfielder we got at receiving the ball from a centre-back under pressure. We haven't got any other midfielders. McAllister can't do that. I know a lot of people praise McAllister and call him all world class and all that. McAllister cannot receive a ball under pressure from a centre-back like Ryan Gravenberch can. He's the best at it in our team. He's the link. He's the link of the chain that we need. If you haven't got Ryan Gravenberch in the middle of midfield, we have no link from defence to attack. Absolutely none. So when you take Gravenberch out of the midfield and play him as a centre-back, we lose our link. We got a missing link in our chain. Guess what? If you've got a missing link in our chain, you've got a broken chain. It's as simple as that. Why break a chain when you don't need to? Use Joe Gomez. You've got him on the bench. Here's another one. If Arne Slot doesn't rate Joe Gomez and wants to play him as a centre-back, then why the fuck didn't we just do the swap deal with Crystal Palace for Mark Gahey? Someone answer me that. If that's the case, and Arne Slot's not rating Joe Gomez as a ball-playing centre-back, so he plays Gravenberch instead, why the fuck didn't we just do the swap deal with Crystal Palace and Mark Gahey when they wanted it done? Crystal Palace asked us, do a swap deal. We'll take Joe Gomez, you have Mark Gahey and a few quid. We can do the deal, no problem, he's yours. We decided not to do it. Arne Slot was the one who said no to it. Paul Joyce said it. It was Arne Slot's decision to keep Joe Gomez. So why keep him if you're not going to use him? If you don't think he's the ball-playing centre-back and you want to play Gravenberch there, why didn't you just buy the ball-playing centre-back at Crystal Palace that you wanted and let Gomez go to Palace? It makes no sense. That's what confuses me right now. This is where I'm getting confused about the situation with our team right now. I understand losing games of football, it happens. No, you could be the best manager in the world with the best team in the world. This is why I brought up the Hansi Flick stuff earlier, the Xabi Alonso stuff earlier, the Pep Guardiola stuff earlier. For anyone who's confused why I went down that area. I went down that area because world-class coaches or world-class teams can lose multiple games of football in a row. It happens. It's football. It's life. For some reason, it just happens, yeah? It can happen, right? And they're all quality coaches or quality players. Right now, I don't understand our situation, why we're doing things that don't need to be done. It's like we're harming ourselves. This is what I keep saying. We have not been outplayed by opposition teams this season, apart from Crystal Palace, right? Everything else we've done is harming ourselves. We've literally harmed our own selves in games. You can't be 2-0 up in a game and then go to 2-2. You just can't. You're Liverpool Football Club. You need to address that better. You're harming yourself. And unfortunately, that's what Liverpool are doing to ourselves right now. We're harming ourselves with weird ideology and weird tactics and system and substitutions. Again, I said this and I'll say it again. Against Chelsea, Why is Gomez not coming on for Canate and leaving Gravenberch in midfield? I guarantee you right now, I actually believe this. I think we draw that game 1-1 if Gravenberch stays in midfield and Gomez replaces Canate. And Frimpong goes right back instead of Szoboszlai. I think if we ended that Palace game with Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in a double pivot, Frimpong at right back, Gomez and Virgil and Robbo at the back four, I think we draw that game to Chelsea 1-1. I think we draw that game 1-1. I actually think Slot through that game. That game was on Slot with his substitutions and he got it completely wrong. Endo should not be coming on that pitch. Endo should not. Am I back? My internet just went for a second. Hopefully I'm back. Am I back? Let me know if I'm back, guys. Let me know if I'm back. That's what I don't get. I don't get what happened. I don't get what happened. He's doing what Klopp was doing towards the end. Square pegs in round holes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm back. There we go. Am I back? Everything all right? Can you see me okay? Oh, it's because my Norton virus fucking thing came up. No cam, only audio. It's saying I've got camera. Hang on. What about now? Is it back now? All good? Are we good? Naked women on the screen. Regular Skid, you do know I've got YouTube open as well, yeah? All good now. Yeah, all good now. Oh, my God. What is going on now? Oh, my camera's stopped. What the hell? What the hell? Why is my camera stopped? Hang on, guys. My camera is literally stopped. It won't work. Oh, for goodness sake. 1 second, guys. What the hell is going on here? You better work now, you bastard. No, I've not disconnected my camera. Just put it back on. Why is my camera pissing up? Oh, for goodness sake. I was just getting into it as well. The naked woman is back. Oh, dear. Right, 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can sort this quickly. I have no idea what's going on. Right, is it that one? Oh, it's so annoying. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh, it's trying to do a USB port. Let's see if that works. There we go. We're back. Woo! Oh, man. There we go. I have no idea what happened there. It must have been a loose USB. We are back. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties were brought to you by the...
خلاص كلش اوكي.
There you go. Oh, dearie me. Deary me. Oh, right. Everything works. Big up, we chat football, man. Hope you're doing well. Oh, dearie me. Right, we're back. We're back in the room. We're back in the room. I must have had a loose USB or something like that. Slot hacked my system. Bastard. Hacked my camera. Where was the... Yeah, I don't get that camera. It looks malnourished. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. But yeah, we're putting square pegs in round holes at the moment, and I don't get why we're doing it. I don't know. I can't remember who it was who said it in the chat, but this is what Klopp did in his last year, just like playing people out of position for no reason and stuff like that. I don't get it. For me, the most important players in our team is Virgil van Dijk and Ryan Gravenberch and probably Dominic Szoboszlai right now. They're the three most important players in our team, and they've got to play in their natural positions. At this moment in time, McAllister, for whatever reason, is not in form and he's dead on his feet and looks like he's got no athleticism and can't run. Can't run. My double pivot for the next few weeks after international break, and I don't care if people hate it or not, Liverpool have got to go with Szoboszlai and Gravenberch as our double pivot. We just have to. And I don't want to move out of that position. They stay there, right? Then at right back, he picks one. Let's go Frimpong. Let's just say Frimpong, for instance. You pick Frimpong, you play Frimpong. Look, if he picks and plays Frimpong, I don't expect Frimpong to get the GA he did in Germany, yeah? Because let's face it, I could get about 20 GA in Germany if I played out wide enough and got the service. Do you know what I mean? Timo Werner, who's top goal scorer in Germany, came to England and looked like he couldn't kick a ball. So, yeah, I don't expect that from him. Do you know what I mean? But I expect him to play right back if you go and pick him, yeah? Right back, play Frimpong. Left back at the moment, I'd play Robbo personally, and then Konate and Virgil. I'd actually pretty much play Gomez, but he doesn't like Gomez. So Konate and Virgil, Mamardashvili in goal. In the midfield, I'd play Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. I'd play Wirtz in the 10. I'll play Isak up front, and I'll play Ekitike off the left, Mo Salah on the right, just because we haven't got another right winger. I think Ekitike is too good not to be playing right now. I don't know about you guys. Cody Gakpo does nothing for me. Cody Gakpo does zero for me. He does nothing. I'm playing Ekitike off the left. I'm playing Isak through the middle, playing Salah off the right, and I'm playing Wirtz in behind. I'm playing Robbo at the left, Frimpong on the right, Virgil and Konate go, and then obviously the midfield, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. And I'd play that every week. I'd play that every single week. I would start that 11 every single week, right? I would say Chiesa, guys, but it looks like Chiesa can't get game time. I would love Chiesa to play, guys. We all would. But let's face it, is Chiesa going to play under slot unless it's a substitute appearance or a League Cup game or an FA Cup game? Like, how does Chiesa not get on the pitch against Chelsea? Can someone explain that? He's on the bench, which means he's fit. Frimpong, Gomez and Chiesa never got used against Chelsea. That's diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. But Ekitike, who got massive cramp in his thigh, he played. Don't get it. Ekitike's too good not to play. And Isak needs to find... Isak's £125 million striker who needs to find his form. So you need to play Isak every week. Isak is not going to find his form and get used to the players around him if he doesn't play. He's not going to find any form. He's not going to get any rhythm, and he's not going to find any form if he doesn't play. 0 league games since he's been here, Jay. It's mad, ain't it? It's crazy. It don't make sense. Ekitike has to start and Isak has to start. I want to see them both start. I want to see Ekitike and Isak play for the next few weeks together. I really do. I want to see them play together every week. James, the midfield has been overrun by every team that's on slot. Yeah, it's because we're too attack-minded. If Slot goes back to what he did in the first 6 months of last season, where Gravenberch and McAllister just stayed in the halfway line and covered, we don't get overrun. If you actually look where we get overrun, it's actually more in the wide areas. It's on the wide right and left areas where we get mostly overrun. It's very rare we get overrun through the middle. We mostly get overrun in the wide areas. Crystal Palace, Newcastle, all the wide areas. That's where we get overrun. Again, they might big up Colin, big up Neil H, big up Boom, big up Obo in the chat, big up Archie. I really don't know. Yeah, Grav needs to hold again like he did in the first 6-7 months of last season when he was absolutely perfection. We're all calling him the best DM in the league. That's where he needs to play if he's going to play DM. If he's not going to play... Here's the other thing. If Slot has decided that this season Gravenberch is not his defensive midfielder, then why the fuck didn't he buy one in the summer? Now, if you decided this season Gravenberch is going to be a more advanced midfielder, more of an attacking 8 in advanced areas of the play, joining up with the attack, why didn't we buy a defensive midfielder? Because last season, Slot played him as a defensive midfielder. In pre-season, Slot said he's my DM. Remember this, in pre-season, he said Gravenberch is his defensive midfielder. That's why we didn't buy one. So I just get utterly confused, man. Utterly confused. He is in control of transfers. Don't believe that he ain't, man. Every manager's in control of transfers. If Arne Slot went to Richard Hughes and went, I need a defensive midfielder, they'd look for a defensive midfielder. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that. The whole point of a sporting director is they identify the players the manager wants for his system. That's what they go and do. Managers don't go out and buy the players like they used to. They leave it to the sporting director to do. So Arne Slot will have a meeting with Richard Hughes and go, right, I need a creative midfielder. So he probably went to him, I need a creative midfielder. He went and got him a creative midfielder in Wirtz. I need a new striker because I'm selling. I don't want Darwin Núñez. He doesn't work for me. We need a new striker. And then unfortunately, Diogo Jota died. So we had to go and get 2 strikers, Ekitike and Isak. He just doesn't do the groundwork. He doesn't do the scouting and the buying and all that. But remember, Arne Slot himself said in pre-season, I had a lot of influence on the transfer to Richard Hughes. Tom Werner said it on the US overlap as well, that Arne Slot was heavily involved with Richard Hughes who transfers through the summer as well. So, yeah, there is players. There are people he wants. So they're the players he wants. There's no doubt about it. Like Arteta at Arsenal, he told Berta the players he wanted. Berta would have gone, right, here's a list of 2 strikers. I fancy this one. You fancy that one. Let's come to a compromise. What do you want? Arteta's the manager. He went, I want that one. He got him. Gyökeres for him. Because Arsenal needed a striker. Arteta wanted another midfielder and another defender. Went and got that defender and midfielder for him. You know, managers, they just don't do the grand work anymore like they used to. Managers would used to set up a scouting department. They get their assistant to set up a scouting department. They go and scout players. They get back to the manager and go, to the man, look, this guy, the manager would then do all the phone calls, all the grand work, get him contract. The managers used to give out contracts back in the day. The managers used to give out contracts. That's what they used to be. That's why they were the manager. They managed everything. Now, managers, if you've got a sporting director, you're not a manager, you're a head coach. It can be, they're all head coaches. If you've got a sporting director at your football club, you're not a manager anymore. You're a head coach. That's your role. It's just changed. But he likes Gravenberch at defensive midfield. Why he's changed it now? I understand. Look, Gravenberch is very good at going forward with the ball. He's a great ball runner. He grabs that ball and he surges forward like no one. He's fantastic at it. But also what Gravenberch is very good at doing as well is picking the ball up in the deepest positions in midfield. And he's very, very good at receiving the ball from a centre-back under pressure. None of our other midfielders are as good as Gravenberch doing that. So in theory, if you look at it like that, Gravenberch is actually our best defensive midfielder, even if you don't class him as a defensive midfielder. He's actually our best one at it. So when you got your best one at it, our best midfielder, we got at interceptions, receiving the ball under pressure, receiving the ball in the half turn, and driving with the ball is Ryan Gravenberch. So then, why do you tell him in the summer you can go and join the attack now and leave your defensive position? No wonder we're getting annihilated after time. You got Szoboszlai who wants to be box to box. Now you got Ryan Gravenberch who's been told by the manager you can be box to box. If you're told, guys, if you're a midfielder, yeah, and the season before you're told, I want you to hold your position. I want you to be a bit more defensive. Don't go forward too much. Intercept play, break it up. I want you to be that link between the defence and the midfield to the attack. You're that link. You're so important to me. You're the link of the chain. If you're not there, the chain is broken, so I need you there. And the player goes, yeah, of course, boss. I'll do whatever you want me to. And he goes and does it, yeah? And then this summer, you're told, that same player's told, you've got freedom now to get forward and join the attack. Guess what? You're going to join the attack. If I get told that, I'm like, fuck all that holding back now. I don't need to sit back. I'm going to join the attack and play. I'm going to show off and show the world how good I am. Of course he's going to go and do that. I don't blame him for that. The manager's got to... Slott's got to get hold of Gravenberch and go, look, sit there on the halfway line. You're my DM. No more roaming forward. You're the link of the chain. I need you as the link of the chain because everything's broken if you're not that. Let Szoboszlai get forward. Let Szoboszlai press the midfield. Keep Gravenberch in a deeper position. Let only one of the fullbacks go forward. Like, play Frimpong off the right. Frimpong goes forward. Joins the attack. I'm all right with it. Robbo stays back. Virgil stays back. Canate stays back. Gravenberch stays back. Straight away, I've got 4 players in defensive positions. So I'm a little bit more solid. Right now, I've got Kirkes and Frimpong or Conor Bradley doing that. I've got Canate and Virgil stepping up. And I've got Gravenberch and Szoboszlai joining in the attack. So one ball over the top and I'm fucked. Got to go back to basics, man. That's all this club has to do. It's all Slot has to do. It's not even that difficult. Arnold's just got to go back to basics a bit and we'll be fine. Literally, we will be. Just drop back 5 yards. That's all he's got to do. Drop the team back 5 yards. Tell Gravenberch to be a bit more disciplined. Tell one of the fullbacks to be a little bit more disciplined. And drop back 5 yards. I guarantee you, we start winning games again more comfortably. Play everyone in their right positions. Don't keep dragging Szoboszlai into right back. Play the natural right back. Play the natural left back. Play the natural double pivot. Play the number 10 where the number 10 should play. And play Isak and Ekitike together. Isak and Ekitike should be playing together. They're too good. They're too good. They're too good. One of them can't sit bench. They're too good. Gakpo gives me nothing. The only thing Gakpo gives me is bloody headache. It's all Gakpo gives me is headache. Cody, come out the team. Ekitike off the left. It gives me more pace there in a way. Gets to the byline better. Cuts inside better. He's got a better first touch. Put Isak in the middle. Because if you keep rotating, here's the issue. if you keep rotating Ekatike and Isak, none of them are going to get any confidence or any rhythm in their game. You're going to get no rhythm. Zero rhythm. Has Isak meant to know what pass Salah's going to play, what run Wirtz is going to play, what run Ekatike is going to play, what run the fullbacks are going to play, if he's not playing with them every single week on the pitch? They're too good to be on the bench. You can't have them on the bench. Ekatike has started so well, he's a starter. And Alexander Isak is one of the best strikers in Europe, so he's a starter. You have to play both of them. Slott's got to look at it now and go, I can't drop. I have to play both. There's not a world that Cody Gakpo deserves to play right now. There's also another player in our team as well, and that's Mohamed Salah. Now, you've got to be careful with the Salah talk, ain't you? You've got to be careful with Salah talk because Salah's got a lot of credit in the bank. There's so much credit in the bank with Mo Salah. I love Mo Salah to bits. He's my guy. He's my favourite player. I love the guy to bits, right? But you can discuss and debate about Mo Salah. He's not immortal. We can talk about it and debate about it. I do feel like sometimes defensively, Mo Salah costs us sometimes because he doesn't defend. He doesn't track back. We are still vulnerable on the right-hand side of our team defensively. It don't matter what right backs you get, what right centre back you've got, what DM you got. If your winger doesn't track back, your right back is vulnerable. I don't care who your right back is. I really don't care. You can have the greatest right back of all time. If they're always one-on-one with an attacking winger, you are vulnerable. You always will be vulnerable. Now, last year, Trent wasn't always vulnerable last year because who did all the running for Mo Salah? It was Dominic Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai did so much running for Mo Salah off that right-hand side. We weren't always vulnerable off that right. You know, we kept clean sheets. We weren't always getting attacked down. In fact, teams started to attack down the other side, on the left-hand side, because Szoboszlai was doing all the tracking for Mo. So we had Mo there in attacking positions, basically. Szoboszlai doing the running, and then the Trent or whoever's playing right back at right back. So you had three players along there. Now, we don't. You're asking Gravenberch to scoot across to the right-hand side because our right back might have gone forward with Salah, and then both of them have got to get back, or one of them's got to get back, and then Gravenberch is isolated. So you can isolate Gravenberch if Mo's not getting back. You can isolate the fullback if Mo's not getting back. So when you play teams that play three at the back, that's why we're vulnerable. When we play teams like Crystal Palace who play three at the back, we are vulnerable because our wide areas get doubled up. Teams double up in our wide areas now. If you double up in Liverpool's wide areas, Liverpool are vulnerable because they got wingers that don't want to get back. They don't want to defend. Gakpo doesn't get back. Salah doesn't get back. They don't get back. They don't run back. So if they're not running back defensively, our wide areas are being doubled up. So we're isolated. They're getting isolated. And if you get isolated, then your midfielders feel like they need to go out and help because that's where the trouble is. And as soon as you do that, you leave gaps through the open area of your midfield. So the central area of your team is now isolated because Gravenberch or Szoboszlai feel like they've got to go out there and help because they're getting doubled up. So they go back. Then Wirtz drops deep defensively because he feels like he has to fill in the gaps in the central midfield position where we're getting caught out defensively. So he has to fill in gaps there. And it's all a bit wrong. Yeah, Chelsea tapped the right-hand side. They said it exactly, Fozzie. Be out Fozzie in the chat. It's... We just got to go back to basics. I swear, if we just go back to basics, everything will be all right. Honestly, I really do. Just go back to going simple. Go back to being a bit more basic in that team, and I think we'll win games of football again. Performances will pick up. Just tell some of the midfielders not to be so attacking. Be a bit more disciplined. Tell Gravenberch, stay back. Be a bit more disciplined. Don't get involved in too much in attacking play. One of the fullbacks, Robbo. That's why I'd start Robbo at left back. Literally, at Robbo at left back, I would go Robbo. Stay back. Don't get involved in play too much. Stay in the defensive, in your defensive half. Then you can use that three at the back thing with Gravenberch in front of them. Frimpong can get a bit more movement going forward, and then you use your four in the front. Wirtz, Ekitike, Isak, Salah, and Frimpong overlapping. They're your forward players. That's your attacking team. Your defensive team, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and the three at the back. And you keep it a little bit more solid. Just go a bit more basic. Just a bit more basic. And the other problem we got no one who runs in behind. Now, Ekitike likes coming towards the ball, but he does like to go in behind. Isak will go in behind. Salah does go in behind. He does like to be our most advanced forward, yeah? But at times he likes ball to feet. We've got too many people like ball to feet at the moment. We need to stretch the opposition. So literally, I would tell Ekitike, when you can, drop in a little bit, make it a bit harder, link up play. But when you can, stretch the opposition, get in behind. Isak, get in behind, because the more you stretch the opposition and stay up there. I don't care if you're not getting any touches of the ball. Don't drop into midfield. This is another thing. I don't want Isak, my £125 million striker, to keep dropping into midfield. Stay further up the pitch. Don't worry if you're not getting touches. We'll get the ball to you. You stretching the pitch that way will help Wirtz get the ball and create for you. Ekitike, when you got the chance, drop in. If not, run in behind. Basic. Back to basics. Back to basics. Yeah, they didn't play for a while, did they? I don't think we saw Fabinho again till like the end of October, did we? I don't want to see these same performances when we come back after the international break. You know, Slot's got 2 weeks now, and I'm hoping that he's sitting there with his coaching team going, right, we have got to work out what the fuck's going wrong. Because I do believe when it clicks, and it will click eventually, yeah? It will click eventually. This team's going to go on one. Got too many good players. There's not a chance in hell the likes of Isak, Ekitike, Wirtz, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Salah. You know, it's going to click eventually, and once it clicks, they're going to go on a mad one, right? It will happen eventually. They've got to try and work out a way at the moment of getting the team playing again. Forget about the new players right now. It's the older players at the team that know the way Slot plays. They should be carrying the side right now. And then it lets the Wirtzes, the Ekitike and the Isaks as well build their confidence into the team and understand how they're playing. But the OGs in this team are not playing at the moment. They're all shit as well. Go back to basics. That's what I'm begging Slot to do, man, in the next 2 weeks. Go back to basics. Because I know he's a good coach. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. He's a good coach. That first 6 or 7 months at Liverpool, when we were doing so well and dominating, he showed how much of a good coach he is. He's got it in him to do it. He's a good coach. There's definitely a coach there. And I believe in him still. I still believe in Slot. I think he can get it right. And if he can get it right, we're all happy. Now, do I think Slot football is the most exhilarating football in the world? No, I don't. No, I don't. I think he's not a pragmatic coach, not at all. He's an attack-minded coach. But he's a little bit more boring with it. You know, he's not as free-flowing, as exciting as a Jurgen Klopp is to say, or a Hansi Flick. than kind of coaches, right? But he's a good coach, and he does like playing attacking football. He's never going to be exhilarating. It's never going to be the Jurgen Klopp style, the Hansi Flick style. But I'm all right with it, personally. Just show me some good football. Just show me some good football and scoring goals and going back to basics, and we'll start winning games again because the players we're good are too good. The players we've got are too good. They're not, they're good footballers, and they've got to get back to being good footballers again. And he's got to be getting back to being a good coach again. And like last season, I don't think the football was boring. I think the football was good. Again, I don't care if it's exhilarating football and we're playing 1-2 touch football everywhere and just, oh my word, can you believe it? But if we're winning games to going back to basics, we're good. Go back to when Liverpool could win 1 and 2-0. That's what I want again. The first 6 or 7 months of Arne Slot reign last season, we were winning games 2 and 1-0. And we're comfortable. Go back to that. I'll be happy. I really would. Go back to winning the odd game 2-0 and the odd game 1-0 here and there. Man City, we look at Man City so far this season, yeah? Man City have lost 2 Premier League games like ourselves, yeah? They've got quality players all over the pitch, right? They've had a few issues here and there. But they're a quality team with one of the greatest manager, if not the greatest manager of all time in Pep Guardiola. They've lost 2 Premier League games in a row, yeah? But then Pep changed it a little bit. Pep went back to basics, basically. Pep went back to basics and became more direct. He went direct instead. He got a bit more defensively minded. Look at him against Arsenal. When was the last time you saw Pep play 5-5-0? Pretty much what he did against Arsenal. He just sat back and played defensive. He changed it. He went back. He went to basics. He went more direct. He's like, I got Haaland up front, man. Let's just go direct. Let's get more solid at the back. Let's get a defensive base and just go direct towards Haaland. So he changed it up a little bit. He went, and that's what Slot's got to do. And Pep Guardiola's one, if not the greatest coach of all time. And he started this season poorly, losing 2 games, being all over the place, tactically being outshone by a lot of other teams and being all over the shop. And Man City actually worrying. Man City fans like doing emergency meetings like, what the fuck's going on this season? Even the Monaco game, that shouldn't have been 2-2. Like Man City should have comfortably won that game against Monaco, but it was 2-2. He went back to basics a little bit. He went back to basics. And that's what I need Slot to do. Go back to basics. Defensively. The attack will sort itself out. We've got too many good players, yeah? Just go back to the basics defensively and we'll be fine. Honestly, do believe that. And I'm hoping in the 2 weeks that we're away, that's what Slot does. And I still believe in Arne Slot. I know some of you don't. I get that. I understand that. But I believe in the guy, man. I believe in the guy. I rate the guy highly. And I don't want to be wrong on this, yeah? Basically. I don't want to be wrong on it. I want Slot to prove people wrong that he can change the way he wants to play. He can get the best out of these players. But look, if he doesn't do that, and when we come after it, after international break, and we're not beating Man United, and we're losing to Real Madrid in the Champions League, you just got to look at it and go, fuck's sake. Yeah. Yeah, we got Alisson, to be fair, Neil. We got Alisson, to be fair. So we should be, getting them winning 1-0 and 2-0 like City are at the moment, because we got Alisson. And we got Marmadashvili, who's a good goalkeeper. Go back to the slow tempo. Keep it basic. Don't overstretch yourselves. Keep a defensive structure. If he can do that in the Man United game, the Real Madrid game, and the games after that, after international break, we get some wins again. Confidence will come back to the team. Confidence will come back to the team. And we can go on a bit of a winning run and people will start looking at us differently again. Can't go too many points behind this Arsenal side this early. Arsenal are a very good side. They don't concede goals. They're a great team. Good coach. play a particular style that's not for me, but it's a style that could win them stuff this season. And Liverpool can't go behind that team. It's really important. Slot can't go behind Arsenal by 6 or 7 points. We won't catch him. He has to stay pace with them. So that means he has to change taking his side. Even if it's formation change. Even if he decides, you know what, fuck it, let's go 4-4-2 or, 3-5-2 or something like that. And he thinks that's going to get the best out of the team. Then he should go for it, man. Big up Charlie was super. He says, Slot needs to stop letting Grav have freedom. Exactly, I agree. And play him as a proper 6 like he did last season. First half against Chelsea, Grav was in the 8. The first 10 minutes against Chelsea, Grav was basically splitting Kanate and Virgil as that third centre-back. He was that deep. And I was like, oh, that's where I want you, man. Why aren't you there all the bloody time? That's where I wanted you. And then after 10 minutes, he went, now, fuck it, let's change it. I was like, oh, why? Jamie, do you honestly believe that Slot will return to basic? He won't. He's definitely stuck on the PSG thing. Yeah, well, hopefully, look, he's got 2 weeks, man, to sort it out. And I'm hoping after 2 weeks he sorts it, Randy. Honest. I'm not in his head. I don't know. He might feel like this clicks eventually the way we're playing. I don't know. Look, we could all be wrong, right? We could all here be utterly wrong, yeah? Slot might look at it on paper. He might be looking at the stats. Remember, Slot has all the stats in front of him that we don't have, yeah? He'd have all the data and all that. And it might show that Liverpool, points-wise and stats-wise and all that, are just as good as they were last year. And points-wise, he wouldn't be wrong. I think we're only 2 points off what we were last year. So he's not wrong on that fact. And he might feel like, I don't need to change too much because it will click eventually. I know it will. This team will click eventually. And he might be right. Like, he might be right. And we might be all sitting there going, go back to basics, do this, do that. And he's like, no, fuck it. I believe this team, with what I've got right now, will get back to winning ways and performing at a better level. It will click eventually. Trust me. He might feel like that. He's either going to feel like that or he's going to think of ways of changing it. It's one of the two. And we won't know till we play Man United. We won't know till we play Man United a week on Sunday. That's when we'll find out, guys. That's when we'll find out how different we look. How differently they look. But fingers crossed, guys. It's been a great one. Big up to everyone in the chat. Much love to you guys. You guys have been fantastic, as you always are. Who's live at the moment that we can redirect to? Sam is live. Who else is live right now? Who's live right now? We've got a Sam live. Football 12th Man is live. Let's redirect to them. Let's redirect Dan Potts. They got the Liverpool fan is on there, so we can let's redirect to him, shall we? Let's redirect over to Dan Potts' channel. Let me just do that, guys, and go redirect you over to Dan Potts' channel. Go and check Dan out. I think Errol, the Liverpool fan from Redmen TV, is on at the moment as well, giving these 2 bits about Liverpool. Go and show him some love, guys. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. There we go. There we go. So let's go redirect you over to Dan on Dan Potts, the 12th Man YouTube channel. Go over there, send them love. Say Jamie Phillips raid on Dan Potts' channel, guys. I'm going to redirect you over to Dan Potts' channel. Say Jamie Phillips raid. Much love to you guys. See you again soon.